Hi, I'm Elizabeth Williamson, and I'm the Executive Director for the Handweavers Guild of America. And I would like to share with you an update on our 2026 Convergence Conference. In August, we sent a request to approximately 100 cities asking them to submit a bid for our conference. We specifically selected these cities from all across the country because they had facilities that were large enough to accommodate Convergence. We received bids from 30 cities, and those bids were anywhere from complimentary meeting space to paying over $100,000 for the meeting space. Hotel rates were anywhere from the low 100s to over $200 a night. Most hotel rates were $189 a night. And I want to point that out. We are finding it's getting harder and harder to get low room rates at these hotels. And part of it is it's been a seller's market. But we have found cities that are offering us rates under $150, and we continue to negotiate with them to get you the best offer we can. This isn't just about saving HGA money, and it is about that too, because HGA relies on this conference to fund our organization for 2 years. We are trying to diversify that revenue, but we rely on that revenue to support programming such as Textiles and Tea, the Guild Development Retreat, Spinning and Weaving Week. It helps sustain us so that we can get through. Now, keep in mind, we do bring in membership revenue, we do bring in donations, but it is not enough to cover all of our expenses on those years that we don't have Convergence. So at this point, until the virtual programming and other revenue picks up, we are still reliant on Convergence. So it's very important to us that it is successful. So we're trying to get the best financial package for us as an organization. But that also means that for you as an attendee, we need to get the best package for you too, because if we can keep our costs down, we can keep your costs down. So even if a city is giving me free meeting space, if they're trying to charge $189 a night for a hotel room, I know many of you are not going to stay in that hotel. You will either stay further away or you just won't come. So we're looking at what that hotel rate is and trying to keep that low for you so you can afford to come to our conference. So that's some of the background of what we're looking at. Now, I know there have been times that I've had some of you who say to me, well, why doesn't HGA go back to a college campus? There are challenges with being on a college campus. One, there can be more walking. We take up a lot of space, and colleges cannot commit to giving us that space as far in advance as we need that commitment. Additionally, some of you don't want to sleep in a dorm room. I don't want to sleep in a dorm room. So that's the other thing that holds us back. When we can get affordable rates in a hotel, we want you to have a comfortable experience. Colleges are great and they can be affordable conferences, and we are so pleased that our regionals are able to make it work, but we don't have it's for us, we have too many details that we have to manage to be able to go to a college campus. The cities we look at what does that cost, that the location to the airport, how do you get there? Those are some challenges too. A lot of times when you have a city such as where we were in Wichita, they offer free shuttles to and from the airport. That's an important component for us. Many of you don't have a car. The next thing I hear from you is heat. And yes, it was hot in Wichita this summer. And when you're not staying in the conference hotel, that can be a challenge. There have been times we've had our conference in a city like Knoxville where we sold out the conference hotel and we had to have other hotels. And so we are conscientious of the fact that you may have to walk 2 or 3 blocks to get to the convention. The challenge we're looking at is that heat is becoming a problem all across the country. If you live in a northern state, you know what I'm talking about. We have a board member who lives in Minnesota who has said over the summer it's regularly in the 90s. Last year, I visited many of our northern states, Washington, Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, and it reached 100 degrees. Unfortunately, heat is here to stay. So unless we move our conference to another time of year, which could also have problems with transportation if there's a snowstorm or something else, the heat is going to be an issue. So what we look at is how much can we keep the conference self-contained and not in multiple facilities. So what we're looking at for 2026, the 3 cities we've narrowed it down to are Des Moines, Iowa, St. Louis, Missouri, and New Orleans, Louisiana. All three of them offer a facility that's self-contained. In both New Orleans and St. Louis, the convention would be in a hotel. So the hotel that you're staying in would be connected to your classrooms, the vendor hall, the fashion show. It's all in the same building. You don't have to step outside. In the case of Des Moines, the conference hotel is connected to the convention center, and all their hotels downtown are connected by skywalk to the convention center. So you do not have to leave the air conditioning. We do want you to be able to enjoy the city, and we do want you to be able to enjoy the restaurants. So from that, you just step outside the hotel into your Lyft, your Uber, your taxi, short period of time that you're not in air conditioning so you can get to those destinations. So that is where we're at. We've narrowed it down to those 3 cities. We did look at the East Coast, we did look at the West Coast, and either the city was too small, they didn't have enough space, or they wanted over $200 a night. We think the 3 cities that we are working with now would be fabulous locations for the conference. And we anticipate that before the end of the year, you will know where we're going for 2026. We are working out the details now. We have our number 1 choice, which I'm not going to share with you just yet in case it goes south. But we are working through the details of what that looks like. And I can share with you the rates. The hotel rates are competitive. The airport is affordable. It's actually one of the top 10 affordable airports to fly in and fly out of. Southwest flies to all of the airports. So if you're concerned about luggage, that won't be an issue. It's going to be a great conference wherever we end up, because how much time do you explore that city? It's about connection and about bringing everybody together. And our staff had a wonderful meeting where we discussed more opportunities to bring in that sense of community, to connect you to other attendees, because classes are wonderful. The vendor hall is amazing. It's a wonderful place to shop, but what you're really looking for that you cannot get the same feel for online is connection. And we want to give that to you. So we're looking for more opportunities to connect you with other fiber artists when you're there. So stay tuned. We're going to have a wonderful conference for you in 2026. The details are coming very, very soon.